guys, welcome back to my channel, The Planted Carly Flower. I'm Carly and today we're going to be talking about Hoya Sigillatis. It is a little bit of a finickier Hoya, so we are going to get really into it. We're going to describe how to take care of it, how best to grow it, and hopefully at the end of this video you will have a better understanding of a plant you already have or a better understanding of a plant that you might be looking to get. Stick with me and let's get into it.
To be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time?
Okay guys, Hoya Sigillatis. I actually have mine right here. Here we go. This is my beauty. She's getting a new leaf. I don't want to keep her out of the humidity too long, so I'll insert footage of her closer up for you because I want to get her back in her environment. As I mentioned in the intro, she is a little finicky. She's a diva, but who doesn't love a diva? You know, we all love a diva. We love to tame them. We love to take away their diva-ness and make them more ours, and that's what I have been doing with this baby. She arrived to me a little sparser than she is now, but she did grow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves in my care so far, and I've had her a little over 2 months ish. And she's absolutely gorgeous, guys. She's one of my favorites, and I know that a lot of people have a lot of trouble with this plant, but I'm here to tell you that once you figure out what she likes, it's really not as difficult as it seems. But I'm gonna go ahead and put her in my cabinet because I don't want her to get mad at me because she tends to throw little fits. So I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so what can I say about Hoya Sigillatis? She is a little bit of a diva, absolutely, and that's okay. We all love a diva. So what we're gonna do is talk today about where she comes from, what she likes and doesn't like in my care, and what best to do with a plant like this. Okay, so Hoya Sigillatis was described in 2004, so it's a fairly recent addition to the Hoya family, and she does come from Borneo. So there's lots of Hoyas from that region, and this is one of the cooler ones in my opinion. I think she's beautiful. She's got the silver speckling with some bright light. She gets a nice purple tinge to her leaves. Absolutely gorgeous, and definitely a very sought after Hoya right now. They do range in price, but this one does tend to be on the higher side. I did pay, I believe, for the long strand that I got, I paid $90 for it. And then another strand that's coming out of it, I did get from a beautiful subscriber named Brittany. Thank you so much for giving me a wish list Hoya. She sent that to me originally, and that's what I first had of Hoya Sigillatis. And then when I saw it, I was like, I need a fuller plant because it's beautiful, and it just made me want even more of it. So I went ahead and purchased another plant and put them in the same pot together. So that's how I got the plant that I currently have. The plant has put out about 8 leaves in my care, and considering how much trouble others seem to have with her, I do feel pretty proud of that. She is in a high humidity situation in my Milsbo. It ranges anywhere from 80 to 95% humidity in my cabinet. It is really warm in my cabinet as well. It's anywhere from 75 to almost 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I will put Celsius down below for my Celsius loving friends. I'm sorry I can't do the conversions off the top of my head, but I will make sure that it is there for you, so that you're not trying to do conversions on your own, because that is my job when I'm giving you the information. So yeah, absolutely, I'll make sure that's included. She is a hard one when it comes to watering, and this is where a lot of people seem to fall prey to having problems with the plant. She doesn't necessarily like to completely dry out. She doesn't want to start getting soft leaves because the leaves will drop quickly. She also doesn't like being wet though, and too wet and her leaves will drop. She drops leaves for pretty much every reason you can think of. I have lost 2 leaves off of her that were on the original plant and grown 8, like I said, in my care. So I have found a delicate balance to where she's not completely dry, but is not sopping wet too long either. In my care, I'm watering her about once every week and a half. And I don't necessarily completely soak the pot. I kind of just dash some water on top. I know that's completely unhelpful probably, but you're gonna have to play with the plant and see if you can figure out the watering in your care anyways. Your watering schedule is never gonna look like mine because we have different environments. So absolutely play with yours a little bit. Don't let the leaves get too soft, and figure out a good balance. This Hoya also seems to not like to be moved a lot. I put her in a spot in my Milsbo, and I pretty much tend to just leave her there, which is why her watering is never very thorough. I don't want to pick her up and take her to the sink. I water until I see a little bit of water coming out into the drainage dish, and then I just leave her alone. But she does like a lot of very bright light. She does get some direct eastern light in the mornings, and she is directly under the grow strip in my Milsbo. So she gets lots of really, really bright light all day long. My lights in my Milsbo cabinet run from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and she seems to really be loving that. Her leaves are turning a beautiful deep purple with the silver shine on them. Beautiful plant. That's why she's so worth it, guys. She's absolutely gorgeous. A lot of people tend to keep Hoya sigillatis as a hanging plant. She does like to trail. I have never tried to trellis her, but when I was researching the plant before I got it, I saw multiple reports of people saying when they tried to trellis the plant that it dropped all its leaves and basically just shriveled up on them. So if you want to try and trellis it, hey, your plant, your rules. Just be aware that the plant doesn't seem, over what I've seen anyway, to like to be trellised. It prefers to hang, so I probably will never attempt to trellis this plant. I will leave mine hanging. I'll probably eventually take propagations and fill a pot out and get it to hang in a macrame or something. As far as pests go, I have never actually had any pests on this plant. Most Hoyas are susceptible to mealies, thrips, spider mites, the typical common plants. Obviously you can get fungus gnats in the soil. I do neem oil when I water, so I haven't had any problems with fungus gnats, and I use neem as a preventative care. If you're interested in any kind of major like pest related care, I did do a video on that recently, and I will put it in the cards up above if you want to watch that. But neem is my preventative measure, and so far it seems to be working. I have had no problems with this plant as far as pests go. Okay, as far as flowering goes, this plant does produce peduncles and flowers. The umbral is recurved, so it's in a slight, curve. And there are two forms of flowers with this plant. One has an orange center and one has a pink center. It's both the same plant from what I'm understanding. It's just that the care and conditions can change the color of the flowers depending on how it's being cared for. Everywhere I'm reading reports that this flower has a wonderful caramel or butterscotch scent, and I have to admit I cannot wait for this plant to possibly flower for me, because that sounds absolutely heavenly. I cannot wait to smell it. I know it's probably going to take many years before this flowers for me, but I am steadfast and vigilant and hoping that that will happen for me in the somewhat moderate to near future. Both of my plants did come to me through the mail, and they seemed to ship in generally good care. I didn't have any issues with root rot or falling leaves or anything like that, but they were both only in the mail for a number of 2 to 3 days. So I can't really say how it would fare on a longer trip, but it did arrive to me in good condition both times, and I was very happy with what I received in the mail. Okay guys, thank you so much for sticking with me and learning a little bit about Hoya sigillatis. What a beautiful Hoya, guys. The dark burgundy sun stressing is beautiful. Even if the plant is still green, it's gorgeous with all those gray flecks. And again, I cannot wait till this flowers for me. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer anything that you have for me. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok and Pinterest. My link tree is in the box down below. If you'd like, you can check out my Amazon storefront. Pretty much everything that I use for my plants is linked there, and you can find anything that you would like to see that I have previously purchased. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you get to have lots of fun time with your plant babies today. Have a good one, guys.